Right now, somewhere in Calgary, a condo board president is opening an insurance renewal notice, and their jaw is hitting the floor. Because in Alberta, home insurance rates just jumped 9.29% in 2026, according to data published this year by My Choice Financial. That's on top of a 9.07% jump in 2025. Alberta is the single most volatile insurance market in the entire country, 2 years running. But here's what nobody's talking about. The insurance spike isn't just about hailstorms. A huge part of it is being driven by a financial problem that's been sitting quietly inside thousands of Calgary condo buildings for years. Underfunded reserve funds. Empty savings accounts, deferred maintenance, aging buildings that boards never properly planned for. And now, in 2026, the insurance industry has caught on, and they are pricing that risk hard. Here's the full picture. Let's get into it. Every condo corporation in Alberta is legally required under Section 30.1 of the Condominium Property Act to maintain a reserve fund. Think of it as the building's savings account, set aside strictly for major repairs and replacements. Roofs, elevators, parking structures, mechanical systems, exterior cladding, the big stuff. The stuff that costs tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars when it finally gives out. The law also requires every condo corporation to commission a full reserve fund study at least every 5 years. That study tells the board, here's what's going to need replacing, here's roughly when, here's what it'll cost, plan accordingly. Sounds reasonable. Here's the problem. A lot of condo boards, especially in buildings from the 1970s and 1980s, of which Calgary has thousands, have been deliberately keeping monthly condo fees low. It makes the units look affordable, it makes the board popular at AGMs, but what it actually does is starve the reserve fund. Year after year, the savings gap widens. Maintenance gets deferred, studies get skipped or ignored. Urban Tech Property Management published a report in January 2026 specifically warning about this. They noted that when boards miss the 5-year study deadline, they operate in the dark. No accurate data on building condition, no solid cost projections, and no real plan. The result, they wrote, is underfunded reserves, sudden special assessments that can reach tens of thousands of dollars per unit, and deferred maintenance that compounds into more expensive problems down the road. And it's not theoretical. This is already happening. In June 2023, just 3 years ago, a condo complex right here in Calgary faced a total special assessment bill of $500,000. That's $500,000 divided among the unit owners because the reserve fund wasn't there when the building needed it. According to RE/MAX Canada's reporting on that case, owners were forced to either pay up or sell their units at below market prices just to get out. And earlier in 2021, a single Calgary condo corporation issued a special assessment of $100,000 per owner per unit due to inadequate reserve fund savings. $100,000 per owner, because for years, nobody saved what they should have. Glenn Manlig, president of First Service Residential Alberta, said it plainly. One of the biggest factors that drives a special assessment is when reserves have been underfunded. When there's a large expense 2 or 3 years out and a community has not incrementally increased their fees to bolster reserves that would otherwise cover it, that can force a special assessment. That's the slow-motion financial crisis playing out across Calgary right now.
Let's talk about what this actually looks like for real people, because the numbers only hit home when you see what happens to individual owners. CBC News reported on a Calgary condo owner named Richard Lemaire from the Beltline. He was blindsided by a $25,000 special assessment. He hadn't budgeted for it, had no warning it was coming, and in the end, he had to sell his unit at a $30,000 loss just to move on. He told CBC he would never have sold when he did or taken that hit if he'd known about the assessment ahead of time. The reserve fund issue wasn't disclosed properly, and it cost him everything he'd put into that property. He went public specifically to warn other owners. His message was simple. Ask your board how much is in the reserve fund. Ask when the last study was done. Don't assume someone else is handling it. In December 2023, the Castle Downs Point condo building in North Edmonton, a building deemed structurally unsafe with owners already out of their homes for months, issued a special assessment. Unit owner Rebecca Gillis told Global News, "It was a complete shock. We had no idea." Her assessment came in at just under $12,000. But another owner, Chantal Pichet, had it worse. The board had originally suggested a $200,000 total bill. When the final number came in, it was $750,000, nearly 4 times higher. Owners had a month to pay. Pichet told Global News, "We didn't get a heads up that the numbers seemed to have magically jumped from $200,000 to $750,000. She added, "We're at risk of losing everything. That's my case. I'll lose everything." Now, that case was in Edmonton, not Calgary, but the mechanics are identical. Underfunded reserve, deferred maintenance, aging building, sudden collapse of the plan, and the bill lands on individual owners with almost no notice. The Northeast Calgary Insurance Crisis, 2024 to 2026. Then there's what happened to Northeast Calgary homeowners and condo owners after the August 2024 hailstorm. The Insurance Bureau of Canada called that storm the second costliest disaster in Canadian history, $2.8 billion in damages. Nearly 60,000 homes were affected, and the insurance fallout was immediate. Harlan Cow, a homeowner in Cornerstone, told Global News she had been paying $180 a month for insurance in 2024. After the storm and a $45,000 claim, she was sent a letter saying her insurer wouldn't be renewing, not raising her premium, not putting conditions on renewal, just "we're out." The company was declining all policies in the T3J and T3N postal codes. Entire communities cut off. Balraj Nijar, a resident of Skyvin Ranch who'd lived in the Northeast for over a decade, told CBC News his premiums went from $75 a month to $300 a month. He was considering leaving a community he'd lived in for 10 years. In this kind of inflation and in this time of a slowdown of the economy, he said, it's very hard for us to handle these kinds of expenses. Some homeowners in the Northeast were being quoted as high as $21,000 a year for coverage, if they could get it at all. That's the ground-level reality, and that context is critical because the same logic that's punishing Northeast homeowners is now being applied to condo buildings across the city. Here's where reserve funds and insurance costs collide, and this is the part most people haven't put together yet. Insurance companies are now directly scrutinizing the financial health of the buildings they insure. This is new. It wasn't always this aggressive. According to Urban Tech's January 2026 report, insurers are now requiring, quote, more documentation about building maintenance, reserve fund adequacy, and risk management practices. Buildings that have deferred maintenance or show underfunded reserve studies are facing 2 outcomes: sharply higher premiums or outright denial of coverage. Coverage denial for an entire building. And the math behind why is straightforward. Alberta's residential construction costs surged 73% over the past 5 years, according to Statistics Canada. Home replacement values are up 29% in the province. Nationally, since 1919, building construction costs are up 66%, dwarfing the 19% general inflation rate over the same period. Every one of those numbers feeds into replacement cost calculations, which is the core of what a condo corporation's master insurance policy is based on. If your building was last appraised for insurance purposes 5 years ago, it's likely underinsured by a significant margin. And if the reserve fund is also short, meaning the building hasn't been properly maintained, insurers see double risk, a building that's hard to replace and hasn't been taken care of. The result? Industry analysts writing in January 2026 predicted condo insurance premium increases in the range of 8% to 20% for 2026 specifically for certain building types. Global reinsurance costs, the insurance that insurance companies buy for themselves, jumped dramatically in 2025, and those costs get passed directly to policyholders. Rebecca Hewitt, owner of Condo Savvy, a Calgary-based company that reviews condo documents for buyers, told CBC Calgary that 90% of the properties she's reviewed are seeing increases in their insurance premiums. 90%. That's not a niche problem. That's the standard experience for Calgary condo owners right now. Canada's property and casualty insurance industry lost money on home insurance in both 2023 and 2024. As Harvard Western Insurance reported, for every dollar collected in premiums, insurers were paying out more in claims than they brought in. 2 consecutive years of net underwriting losses. When that happens, rates go up, and they go up hardest in the places and for the buildings that look like the most risk. Underfunded, poorly maintained, aging Calgary condos are at the top of that list.
Here's the full data picture as of right now. Alberta home insurance premiums rose 9.29% in 2026, according to My Choice Financial, the highest provincial increase in Canada for the second year in a row. Since 2015, Alberta homeowners are paying an average of $660 more per year, an 89.7% increase over a decade. Canada's total insured weather losses hit a record $9.4 billion in 2024. In 2025, that number exceeded $2.4 billion, with Alberta's share of weather-related damages in 2024 alone hitting $4.1 billion. Alberta construction costs are up 73% over 5 years. Replacement values are up 29%. The industry has a labor shortage of roughly 85,000 construction workers nationally, which means claims take longer and cost more to settle. On the condo fee side, as of 2026, Calgary building data from the Calgary Real Estate Board shows apartment-style condo prices averaging $300,375, down 9% from 2025. Row homes are down roughly 6% year over year. Inventory is up sharply. But while purchase prices are falling, the ongoing cost of owning is rising. Condo fees in Calgary run roughly 45 cents to 70 cents per square foot per month. Buildings with underfunded reserves or rising insurance premiums are seeing annual fee jumps of 10 to 15% in a single year, according to View Homes data published in March 2026. Global News reported just 2 weeks ago that buyers in 2026 are increasingly walking away from condos because of rising fees and the looming threat of special assessments. Realtor Anna Kaufman with the ARC Real Estate team told Global News, with the increased affordability and inventory, it's really giving buyers the ability to choose. And buyers are using that ability to avoid buildings that look financially shaky. Special assessments per unit can range from a few $100s to $50,000 or more, according to Credit Resources Canada. The highest documented cases in Canada have hit $42,500 per unit in a single building. So whether you're a buyer, a current owner, or an investor, here's what you need to do right now. If you're buying a Calgary condo, make your offer conditional on a full condo document review. Request the reserve fund study and check 2 things immediately: the date and the funded percentage. If the study is more than 3 years old, that's a problem. If the funded level is below 70% of what the building actually requires, you're looking at a future special assessment and now a future insurance cost increase on top of it. Don't get distracted by a low condo fee. Low fees often mean an underfunded reserve. That's not a deal. That's a liability sitting at your doorstep. If you currently own, ask your condo board these specific questions at the next AGM. When was the last reserve fund study done? What is our current funded percentage? Has our insurance premium increased, and by how much? Are we at risk of being denied coverage at renewal? Those are not aggressive questions. They are the exact questions every owner has a right to ask. If you're an investor looking at Calgary's condo market, and it is a buyer's market right now, understand that a building with a reserve fund shortfall carries 3 layered risks: maintenance risk, special assessment risk, and now insurance risk. In this environment, all 3 can hit you at the same time. The buildings that are coming out of this okay are the ones with current reserve fund studies, well-documented maintenance records, and proactive boards. Insurers are giving those buildings better terms. The ones without documentation, without proper funding, and with deferred capital work are facing the full force of this market.
Here's the bottom line as of May 2026. Alberta is the most expensive and most volatile home insurance market in Canada. Calgary's condo stock, particularly the aging buildings from the 1970s and 1980s, is sitting on a reserve fund problem that's been building quietly for years. And the insurance industry has now figured out how to price that problem directly into your monthly condo fees. Real people have already lost tens of thousands of dollars. Richard Lemaire in the Beltmine, the owners at Castle Downs Point who got a bill 4 times what they expected, the Northeast Calgary families who got cancellation letters instead of renewal quotes. This is not coming, it's already here. If you own a condo, check the reserve fund. If you're buying one, check the reserve fund. If you're investing, check the reserve fund. The 3 words that matter most in Calgary real estate right now aren't location, location, location. They're reserve fund study.